on this episode of the Black Man Mood.
What do you think, just in your words, makes your relationship work?
We really love each other a lot.
Yeah, that's start. That's a start. That's a start. That has to be the start.
No,
Honestly, I this is what I think it works. I'm big into not being like super underneath my wife and super tied into every day and every time. I think it's good that like I travel for a couple of days and then I miss her, she miss me. It makes our relationship. I feel like when we're at home for 2 or 3 weeks straight, like the summers and like just home too much, then she get on my nerves and I get on her nerves, and But I do think it works well, when I get to travel a couple of days or go away for a night or two, and I get that "I miss you" text. I know that it's sounding, come back. I know it's working. I know it's working. Oh what? Oh sorry.
Now, you talk about you felt the heat earlier. I'm feeling the heat now.
You didn't get that? Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't want to tell everybody.
you send the.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you were going to tell it.
Can I elaborate? Since we're killing time, I will elaborate on what Russell's saying.
It's amazing how you can step in the building and get that mutual feeling.
First of all, it is nice
Finished.
when you spend some time apart, you're constantly getting back together. So what he's referring to is in the off season. The off season, we go through a transition every single year. Russell's going from being gone half the time to now he's having to reacclimate into our system. Russell wants to come in and blow up the system. I'm like, no.
Y'all get the keyword "our system." That means I'm not a part of that system.
When you're not home, you're not in the system. I'm sorry. So that's where we are trying to readjust and acclimate to each other, being home, incorporating Russell into our program. Well, this is the thing. We all incorporated ourselves into Russell's program for so many years. He is now on the other side. We're now on the other side of that, where unfortunately to uproot 4 people and 3 little people in their system is not, as you know, is not a good idea. So Russell reacclimates, and there's always a transition. There's always going to be hiccups. And then we get into a groove, and then the season starts back up again. And then we get back, we have to reacclimate again. It's a constant, everyday transition and change that we're adapting to. And so the thing is the adaptability. The silk.
The silk.
All right, man. I watched that whole interview. Actually, it's like 30 minutes. It was a pretty good interview. Good to see how they was pretty open about the dynamics of their relationship and stuff like that. It was just pretty cool to see, man. It was funny to see her natural reactions when he was saying certain things. I just feel like it was a good dynamic of how men feel versus how women feel. And plus, everybody's relationship is different to me. Like some guys like a lot of space. Some guys like to be up underneath their lady all the time. I like my space, but me and my lady kind of attached at the hip. We've been attached at the hip since like we met type shit. So I don't be pressed for a bunch of space and all of that. I really like spending my time with her, but I'll just tell her straight up like, hey, I'm about to do this or whatever, and then she'll give me my space or whatever. So I just feel like he's just used to being on the road, and he just got used to that pattern of like maybe he like to go watch YouTube or play the game or something like that. And she probably just kind of comes in on that space when he's on the road. He's just in the room by himself. He could just do all that by himself and not have to worry about no interruptions. So I just feel like he was just being honest, and maybe I don't think she expected him to be that honest in front of everybody. So it was just cool to see though, man. How y'all feel about it? I got some more thoughts, but I'll let you get shit off.
I got it. Honestly, it's good. Like you said, it's good to see the relationship. I think the most important thing that I want people to take personally from when they hear some of that is don't try to mirror your relationship after everybody else's. because you got to do what works for you. A lot of people, unfortunately, hear advice on another person's relationship, be like, oh, let's be like that. It doesn't work. You got to build it with the person that you with. That comes with knowing who you with, knowing how they act, and knowing how they operate. So, like you said, you can still see at certain times he said stuff where she was like, "Oh, really?" Like, but
Yeah.
you know, what I'm saying, it's not new, but it was more like a surprise that he said it. But they did give some good insight on what works for them, and I think that's the most important thing to take away is find what works for you in your relationship, and not just look at everybody's relationship on Instagram or Facebook, but ooh, that's what I need or want, but you don't see it. So it's good to see both sides of the positive and the negative. They still were kind of going back and forth a little bit because our relationships have that. So follow that model, man. Look at both sides. So anytime they give you both sides of the relationship, I respect them more for that than just putting the pictures up and putting goals and stuff like that. You see both sides, so that's a win.
Yeah, and I do think that when he was talking, like the one part he didn't care for was her saying that they had to get him acclimated into their system and stuff like that. I feel like it was more about the wordage. I don't think there was anything wrong with what she was trying to say because he does have to get acclimated into what they got going on because he hasn't been there. But you know, any man gonna feel like, damn, y'all, I think y'all should acclimate me into the system, you know, or you know, saying like it's kind of weird the way she worded it. It's like, damn, like I ain't a part of the system or whatever. And I feel like he probably feel like, you know, the system is based upon me making 40 mils. It's like he made 40 mil in like 9 months. So I'm just saying. So, but I don't have no problem with what she's saying. I understand what she's saying. He does have to get acclimated into it though. How you feel, Suede?
Man, I would have to agree with Russ, man. I think it's good to spend time with your significant other, but it's also time that it's important to have your own space. Me personally, being up under my lady 24/7, it's grounds to kind of get on each other's nerves here and there. You know what I mean? And so when you give each other space, gives that time to grow fond, to miss each other. And so when the next time you guys are up under each other, it's a little bit more special. So I'm not mad at that, man. Like I'm all about giving each other a little bit of space. When it's our time to have our time together, we do that. But man, space is important, man. Everybody needs a little bit of me time.
Facts. How you feel, Lynn?
I agree with all of you guys' perspectives. I think it was nice to see a healthy conversation and just lends to the point that marriage is going to be consistent work. You're not always going to agree. Like you guys stated, you're always going to need that time apart. I think the only thing that I would add is that I think personally for them, at some point his career is going to come to an end. So I would hope that they find some other healthy alternative, because there's going to be times where he's not going to be in the role for 2-3 days and they need to learn how to acclimate together, because there's going to be a time where he's not going to be on the road at some point. So
Facts. Yeah, that's a good perspective because yeah, that's definitely gonna be a big deal. If y'all having struggles now, imagine when he doesn't have to go to work anymore, and it's that summertime becomes all the time. So,
right.
But yeah, man, salute to them, man. At least we got a good, nice, positive couple, man. They look like they love each other.
Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing how you can step in the building and get that mutual feel.
DJ Payne 1.
She want it just like I do.
We got a problem.